SuperPod 2020, raising money for sport relief. 2 days of great comedy and sporting podcasts. Desert Island Dicks, legend in my spare time. Sports Spiel, how not to be an idiot. The Dredgeland Podcast Spectacular, and more. Saturday 7th and Sunday 8th of March at The Social in Southampton. And you can be there too. Free entry until 7 p.m. and then ticket only from 7 p.m. Tickets available now at superpod.co.uk. If you can't be in Southampton, the whole event will be streamed live online on your smart speaker and on Facebook Live. Find SuperPod UK on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram and use the hashtag SuperPod2020. For more information, visit superpod.co.uk.
Ladies and gentlemen, Legend in My Spare Time podcast.
Legend of My Spare Time.
Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Spare Time Legends Podcast Network. Listen good.
Legend in My Spare Time contains themes and subjects that may not be suitable for everyone listening. If you're easily offended, we suggest you get your podcast on elsewhere.
Motherfucker! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and listeners all around the world to a special edition of your favorite podcaster's favorite podcast. That's right, it's Legend in My Spare Time, baby. And yes, I maintain I was doing the baby before the new day was, and I'll fight all three of y'all motherfuckers. All right, so this week on the show, we are going to do a little bit of a countdown, a little bit of a preview, because coming very soon, there's going to be a live Legend in My Spare Time at a fantastic event called SuperPod, which is taking place at The Social in Southampton from March 7th and 8th, with all the proceeds going to sports relief. And we've got the man himself, the Vince McMahon to this event, Al Galpin. Welcome to the show, sir. Thank you very much for being with us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yes, and of course...
I'm not sure I've been called Vince McMahon before.
Well, you know, you're the Vince to the... You know what I'm saying. But you're also the host of the Ministry of Swooping podcast, which, you know, it took you a while to get me on the show, which I think is a fucking disgrace, but we got there eventually, so thank you very much. And that's a fantastic show, and incredibly unique, because it's actually a unique podcast, and that's very rare these days.
Yes, I think I stumbled across something a bit different.
Yeah.
It seems to work. I haven't done it for a while, so the SuperPod actually is going to be the first one of those I've done in quite some months as well, so that'll be interesting.
And now you recently awarded me a title as well. I bet neither one of us remembers what it was.
Was it Legend in Chief?
That's
I
right.
think it was.
I'm the
Something
Legend in Chief of the Ministry of Swooping. So proud to be in that position. So what we wanted to talk about, though, was this SuperPod event. Of course, the first one was the summer of 2017. You did like a 24 or 48? 24?
36.
30. Well, either fucking me and numbers, man.
Straight in the middle.
Fucking 36-hour SuperPod show. Just Jonny and I did one. Did an hour or so in the middle, and that was a fantastic event. This time we're going live, and I've heard you talk about already. It's not a 36-hour straight thing. It's 2 days of podcasts for the festival.
Yeah.
Because
I've learned my lesson from last time.
Absolutely. Who wants to do that 24-hour, 36-hour stuff, right?
No, I need sleep in the middle.
Yeah,
I've had a kid since then. So.
That's right. How long until the young man is a podcaster, do you think?
It'll be a while. I mean, he's only just mastering speech slowly, so...
I mean, hey, so is our friend Dr. Squee, and he's been podcasting for years. So, hey. Because I am kind of a interviewer at heart, I want to start at the beginning and ask you about charity events, because everybody likes to help charities here and there when they can, of course. But not everybody organizes charity events. So where does that come from for my buddy Al, you know, to have that in you to say, I don't want to just give, I want to actually try to do more than that? Where does that come from for you?
Well, it came from an inspiration from someone else doing it. Basically, it was not to be a copycat or anything, but the guys from Two Grown Men and We Have Issues, James and Nick, who were on the SuperPod back in 2017, they did a 24-hour Twitter comic live podcast that was for charity as well, where they got a friend of theirs who's a comic book artist to draw a page per hour. They did 24-hour podcast, did 24 pages whilst taking cues from people's suggestions on Twitter. So people were saying where the story should go next, and then they were drawing it and turned it into this whole thing. It was really interesting to listen to, and they had lots of people on talking about different things. And it made me think, because I'd started my podcast not too long before that, and I thought, that's really cool, something really cool to do. I wonder if we could do something like that with our podcast. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, oh, well, I had such trouble getting my co-hosts together to do shows as it was. There was no way I was going to get the three of them in to do a 24-hour show.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, so who else can I get in to come and do it with me? And then before you knew it, like, Ian was like, Squee was the first person to put his hand up and go, dude, I'm in, count me in. Mm-hmm. That's how I met him, and how I met you, and a few of the other people I'm now friends with in podcast world.
Yeah.
Came from me putting feelers out online and stuff and saying, hey, he wants to come and do something. And a whole bunch of people said, yeah, let's do it. So we ended up turning it into this podcast. I was there the whole time, and other people dipped in and out and did their shows. Squee came in and did about 2 shows, I think, one each day. You came in, you and Jonny did that one on the Sunday morning, I think it was. Mm-hmm. We had guys phoning in from Finland, from Australia, from America, as well as people coming to Southampton. And it turned out to be a lot of fun. So yeah, in the whole process of building it, the more and more people that got involved, it was like, well, we should do this for a cause. And I was looking at the timing of when it was going to be, and it was right smack bang around Red Nose Day. So we're like, oh, that's it. Red Nose Day was on the Friday. We were going to do it on the Saturday and the Sunday just after it. So we'll do it for Comic Relief. Mm-hmm. And now when we've come to do it again, that's why it's not a Comic Relief year this year. It's a Sport Relief year. So that's why we're doing it for Sport Relief this year. Carrying on the same people, basically, with a slightly sporting twist. Yeah.
And 2 days live, so folks can actually come to this one live, see us.
Oh, yeah.
Look at us. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but you can. And I think I'm super excited. I mean, I'm so excited about it. I'm even willing to go to England for it. So, you know.
It must be good.
I hope people realize.
Cross that border.
Right. I'm willing to go across the Prince of Wales Bridge for this thing. For our first ever, that's how good my memory is, live Legend in My Spare Time. And we're going on right around the time of the rugby match too, I think. So it's going to be an interesting time to be a Welshman in England. I can't wait, and I think it'd be worth the price of a ticket.
Of course.
But it's not ticketed until 7 o'clock that day.
Yeah, no, tickets from 7 onwards. Before then, we start at 1 o'clock each day. 3 until 7, it's free, so you can come in. And I'm on at 1. I'm the first show on 1 o'clock. Ministry of Swooping's on. And yeah, you've got you on. We've got Squee on. We've got all sorts of different podcasts on throughout the weekend. We've got What's Your Favourite with Jamie Owen. He's going to be like the last free show on the Saturday. We've got the RG podcast. Guys on the Sunday. And we've got all sorts, so many things I can't remember. There's 16 different podcasts involved now. Mm-hmm. And then it's ticket only. So basically what's going to happen is at 7 o'clock, we're going to kick everyone out unless they bribe us with money or have a ticket. And then at 7 o'clock, we're doing the SuperPod show, which is kind of, I'm just going to be doing like a little radio show. I'm going to play some music tracks. We're going to interview some local sports teams. I've got an interview lined up with someone from Comic Relief that will then play out on one of those 2 days. And on Saturday, we've got a live music set from Mr. Matt Lees. Which should be fun. And on the Sunday, we're going to screen Ben Gumry's documentary, The One Voice, One Mic. We're going to show that on the Sunday as part of that show. And then from 8 o'clock's where the real evening kicks off. So Saturday night is Sports Spiel, sporting podcast. They've got Sailor, Hannah Diamond coming down for an interview. And then at 9 o'clock will be the Football Book Club. They're going to be talking about an ex-Southampton player's autobiography. And then on the Sunday, it's Dredgeland Podcast Spectacular. They're like crazy sketch comedy. And then at 9 o'clock, it's Life Goals with Theo Delaney. And he's got Carl Anker from The Athletic on to talk about his favourite goals.
So it's going to be a fun weekend. It's eclectic with a little sporting mix, a little sporting twist. Just Jonny and I are even going to go sports. I've got, as I thought it through, I've got quite a few embarrassing sporting stories, and I think this is the perfect time to tell them all in one sitting.
Yeah, should be good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, we were going to do a big old wrestling thing, but it involved a lot of prep, and because this is audio and for the audience, I didn't want to rely so heavily on the visuals. So that'll be saved for a future idea, because Just Jonny hated the idea of it. He was really against it. So I was like, well, now we have to do it. Because if he would have gone, whatever, I might have gotten bored. But because he was like, oh, fuck off, don't make me do this. So now I really want to do it. But that's going to be our show. And then, of course, like you said, a little bit of live music in the evening during the SuperPod, kind of like a one show, would you say?
Yeah, it's going to be like the one show, but I think because my initial idea was to try and get someone in to help present that, so I could be doing other things. But it looks like I'll be doing most of it, so it's going to be quite a few songs. It's going to be somewhere between the one show and like a radio breakfast show. So there'll be tracks played as people are coming in, getting ready for the evening.
Cool. And then some douchebag with a guitar.
Yeah. Some legend with the guitar.
You're too sweet.
The one live piece of music that for the weekend. So yeah, there's going to be so much different stuff around. It's going to be great. I mean, I'm doing a sporting twist on my show as well. So Ministry of Swooping is all about fake news and fact checking things that people are sharing online. So for this, I've come up with. Well, actually, I haven't fully. I've only got half the stories done so far. I've come up with like urban myths from the world of sport. So, where did the phrase "nice guys finish last" come from? Who is the basis of the football chant? Who ate all the pies? We're kind of fact checking. There's some stories around that kind of stuff.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it should be fun. And then our usual fact game that we do are all going to be sporting based facts. And Squee is my guest for that show, so I'm sure he is going to hate that. Pretty great fun.
I love it. I love when Squee, our friend, gets flustered or upset or wound up, as we say here in the UK. It's delightful. I really, really enjoy it. I mean, I'm grateful for his friendship. Take a shot. But I really, really enjoy winding him up. I was a guest recently on the. I don't know if this is out there, so maybe this is a spoiler, but the final episode of Gallifrey Stands.
Yes.
Like finito. So I was on there for part of a quiz show. We were supposed to go there to Southampton to participate live, but that big old storm shut the bridges down and we got stuck here in Wales, which is ultimately the best case scenario anyway, but we were unable to attend. So I played a little bit on the Skype, and I'm still yet to hear whether or not I won. Knowing my history with Squee, I'm not holding my breath, but who knows? We'll have to find out when the episode's released. I think I did crackingly well, but that's up to him to decide. Speaking of him and SuperPod, he's debuting his brand new show, the Dr. Squee Show. This is this is going to be episode 1, the debut, right?
Episode 1. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how many podcasts launch their first ever episode as a live show. A festival. That's going to be a bit interesting.
It's delightfully brave. Yeah, I don't know if I'd have the balls to do it. So I tip my legendary cap to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's used to interviewing people and talking on Comic Cons and stuff and doing panels. So I'm sure he'd be fine. But no one knows what to expect from it. He's got comedian on Paul McCaffrey. So my mind blank for a second. He's a stand-up comic from around these parts. He was part of the UK version of Impractical Jokers,
right? When
that was on. So it'll be interesting to hear what he's got to say.
Yeah,
it should be a decent interview and good show. But yeah, I can't imagine doing first episode as a live show. That's just crazy.
That's incredibly brave, and that's a man with a big old set of balls.
This is a man who loves to podcast and will do it wherever and whenever.
Absolutely.
I mean, we had some issues with we had to replace one of the headliners at very short notice just yesterday, and Squee was like, first thing, well, if you need me, I'll do it. If you need me to do a longer show, I'll do it. If you need me to do another show, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I can stretch it out. You leave a podcast gap in a festival and he'll fill it.
Absolutely. He loves filling gaps. You need me to do 6 hours? I can do 6 hours. Don't worry. I got it.
He would.
Absolutely. One time we should totally make him do that. Like, book a bunch of people, but book Squee for like a 6-hour slot and then just kind of sit there and watch him deteriorate. Because I remember he did like a 24-hour one too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I was part of that.
And I remember
I was part of that just after you were.
Yeah, and I remember I tuned in at the end, and he was just like, he was cranky, and he was, it was great. He was grumpy. It was great. It was so entertaining. But we're ribbing him a bit here, but he is incredibly entertaining, and we can talk about something that's relative because we were all there, and that was our fundraising show back in December where yo ass and his ass, I knew he was coming. I didn't know you were coming. You just walked in the door with him. What a pleasant surprise that was. That meant a lot to me.
Well, I wasn't 100% sure that I was going to be able to come, so I didn't want to be one of those assholes who said he was coming and then didn't turn up.
Right.
So I thought, well, if I can come, it'll be a surprise. If I can't, it doesn't matter because he'll never know that I was trying to come.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it worked out and I could come, and I managed to basically, I had to tweak a few things, had to change my hours at work and get someone else to pick Hunter up from nursery. And that was it. Boom, we were on. Yeah.
And it was I lost my thought of where I was going with that. You showed up randomly, you and Squee. Yeah. Jesus, my mind just went blank. We're getting old now,
I know. It's bad.
Wow, where was I?
I got it. It was my birthday over Christmas, and in the new year, I know because I've now turned 40, I got a letter from my GP surgery inviting me for an over 40s health check.
Uh-oh, you're getting a finger in the bum.
I've reached that age.
Oh, dear.
They're going to do some checks.
We've segued from Squee to finger in the bum. Yeah, so anyway, what we were saying, I guess, was that you showed up to the show, the live show we did, to which Squee was our MC. Yep. He did a fabulous job. It was a great evening. I think everybody had fun. I kept it short and sweet, which is a lesson you need to learn the hard way sometimes as a performer. But what's great is the headliners for the evening, the Smoke Room, they were a fabulous band. I especially like the drummer. Real big fan of the drummer, and spoiler alert, maybe him and I are going to work together soon, or maybe we already are. Maybe I stole their drummer, but fuck it. Things happen. These things happen sometimes, and you just kind of move on. And what happened? What happened? I didn't. It wasn't me. But that was a great night, and you drove kind of like round trip, just there and back kind of thing.
Yeah,
which is now what I'm going to do for SuperPod. So.
Nice.
Because I just really like sleeping in my own bed, and you look at it and you're like 2 and a bit hours. Let's just drive home,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I mean, the weird thing was I went to a podcast convention in Birmingham at the beginning of February, and I booked a hotel for that. And but the convention finished at like 6. So I went back to the hotel, got changed, had a shower, went out for dinner, came back, and there was a party in the room next door. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things that, I hated it. Mm-hmm. They were so noisy. And they were noisy until they went out at midnight. Mm-hmm. I mean, who goes out at midnight? I don't know.
Scumbags do.
Maybe youngsters do these days. Maybe I'm just too old. But I did think at that point, it's like, I got this the wrong way around. I totally should have driven home after the festival, and I should have stayed in a hotel when I came up to you. And then I could have had a few drinks and whatnot. But hey ho, you live and learn.
Yeah, I hate noisy motherfuckers in hotels. It's the worst.
They were.
So I remember your videos of you being incredibly grumpy, which again, I'm a little sadistic, so I kind of enjoyed them as much as I would have been in hell if I was in your position. When the wife and I go to Disneyland in Paris, yes, as adults without kids, fuck you people, don't judge me. And then there's noisy fuckers in the hotel, like kids running around screaming, slamming doors at like midnight. And it's like, how many times do you need to open and close a door? What is going on?
Yeah. I get that you're excited, but, just, it's late. Chill the fuck out.
Mum, can I slam the door? Of course you can. We're on our holiday. Slam. Like, what are you doing?
No kid of mine's ever doing that if we ever go away, I tell you.
Thank goodness. I'm so glad to hear that, because I don't know where this tangent is coming from, but I hate when people make their kids my problem, right? Like, it's not my fault you had kids, so I don't have to do anything differently.
Yeah.
I saw a lady today complaining that the Uber drivers don't offer baby seats. Well, what the fuck? It's not their problem. With respect.
Oh, yeah. There's a little something here for you. Hunter doesn't run around screaming doors, but this is what we woke up to this morning. Which I don't know if you can translate that, but I'll translate it for you. It's
okay.
Row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. And then scream. He was just laying in bed, singing row your boat to himself for about 25 minutes until I decided that enough was enough and I went and got him up. Whoa, but no slamming doors.
Now, some would say...
just singing.
He just became a podcaster already, firstly. Yeah. Secondly, he's obviously going to be a star, but is this crocodile don't forget to scream thing part of the song that I've never heard? Or,
Yeah, same. He came back from some group, and Kitty and him went to this nursery group, whatever it was. She came home singing all these different versions.
Right.
If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. If you see a polar bear, don't forget to shiver. If you see a mouse, don't forget to squeak. And although they changed, whether it's row your boat up gently to the shore, up the river, creek, whatever it is, they changed the place you're rowing, and then they changed the animal and the noise. So I've never ever heard of this.
No. Merrily. Yeah, life is but a dream. We got it right. Because I was going to say, if he just came up with that on his own, then that's a whole different sound clip, my man. Because that borders on scary then,
Yeah.
Because he's like, why is he talking about don't forget to scream?
It's a thing. I don't know when it became a thing, but that is a thing now.
Wow. Well, there you go. The youth they're already, it's very little hope for them already, I'm afraid. So what's the difference if they screw up a couple of our songs, Will he be in attendance, young Hunter, who you named probably after Triple H?
Yeah, we'll say that. I named him after that. It was actually the wife's idea to name him that, and I was just, yeah, we'll go with that.
She was more of a DX fan then than you?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It would come down to a choice of two names when he was born. It was either going to be Hunter or Parker. And I figured either way, he's either going to be named after Trips or Spider-Man, so...
He's okay so far.
It's not too bad. Yeah, he might well be there on the Saturday afternoon for a little bit. I know my brother and nephews are going to be there when we kick off, but then my brother and one of my nephews is going off to the football because I've given my nephew the ticket because it's my season ticket and I obviously can't go because I'm going to do SuperPod. So they're going to go off to the football. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll have various family members around. Kitty and Hunter may well be. I know Kitty's coming on this Sunday evening. My mum's babysitting, so she can buy a ticket and come.
You're going to make her buy a ticket. Excellent. I like it.
Oh yeah, I did offer. Said I'll give you a pass. She's like, no, I'll buy a ticket.
That's nice of her. This brings up an important point. Then, does that mean that daytime of SuperPod is PG?
I was going to say, don't say anything too bad,
right?
But I don't want to hold everyone back.
I understand. It's just...
And it's in a bar. So it's going to be, and we're going to give warnings for language and stuff. But
so maybe no C-bombs, but we'll do our best.
No, stick away from the C-bombs if you can. But other than that, I don't want to hold everyone back because people will be coming for the true Legend in My Spare Time experience. And what's that without a few F-bombs?
Right, and our intro has motherfucker in it, so
yeah. So like I say, we'll warn people and. The only two under 18s I know that are coming are going to be gone by the time you're on. So
that's probably for the best because Just Johnny's going to be there too. So if you drop for us the website for the tickets, final deets, then I can pretty this up with some music and we can let you have some lunch. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
So it's super.
So yeah,
go ahead. I don't know why I asked you to do it and then I started speaking because I'm a jerk, I guess. So anyway, please, in your own time, my friend.
That's right. Well, you can get all the full details of SuperPod at the website, which is superpod.co.uk. The full list of the lineup is there. You can buy the tickets there. and all the other information you need is there. The donate link is also there, and we've got tickets are $8.50 if you buy them full price plus a 50p booking fee. That full price goes to Sport Relief. Booking fee goes to the ticket people. However, if you use special code Game On, you will get $2.50 off your ticket, and you can get your ticket for just £6. So special people get that. So Legend listeners, you can get tickets for £6 if you're in the area. If you're not in the area but you are in the UK, there's also a competition you can join in. So the whole thing is going to be streamed online through Mixler and TuneIn, and the video will be on Facebook Live as well. So there's loads of ways to take part if you can't physically come. And if you are local, within the country, and you listen, you can make a donation through the Just Giving page. The link is on the website. And if you do that and you mention in your donation note who your favourite podcaster is, and it's got to be an individual, so you could mention Leesy, or you could mention John. You never know. Someone might
mention
do that.
John. Please mention John.
And if you do that, although because it's a competition, you then can't claim gift aid because you're getting something for your donation. You're getting the competition entry. But a winner will then be drawn at the end of the weekend, and the winner gets a pair of tickets to Comic Relief's Spectacular to Wembley Arena in April. And the lineup includes people like Dara O'Brien, Lenny Henry, and Catherine Ryan, amongst others. It's a really big night of stand-up comedy, and it sounds like it's going to be an amazing night. So you could win a pair of tickets to that, which have been provided by Sport Relief, which is very nice of them. But by nominating your favourite podcaster, if you win, that person also then gets a ticket. So we've got 3 tickets to give away, and I think that's the fairest way of doing it. We're going to incentivise the podcasters to try and persuade people to donate and mention them, and try and get more donations as well by giving away a pair of tickets. So that's how you can get involved. If you're in the rest of the world, you can still just listen and watch online. There'll be lots there, and you can listen again afterwards. It'll all be up on iTunes and Spotify and what have you within a few days after the event.
Yeah, especially for our international listeners. There's a bunch of you. Donate and then watch online. Watch the Facebook live stream. And I really hope the winners vote for Just Johnny, and that Just Johnny has to go to Wembley Arena with 2 strangers.
There you go. That's your in. That's what you've got to say to everyone. I know all the other podcasters will be doing it themselves, and then there's some podcasts where there's just one person. So if Squee wins from his show, then obviously he gets the ticket. The Football Book Club guys, there's 4 of them, and the How Not to Be an Idiot girls, there's 3 of them. So if one of those were to win, then they've got to basically choose amongst themselves.
They're going to fight it out.
How to determine which one of them gets the ticket. Fortunately, we tried to get a pair of tickets for podcasters as well. We couldn't do it. We could only get 3.
3 is a funny number. I mean, I'm sure we all appreciate the giveaway, but 3 is a strange number, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, he came to me. My contact at Sport Relief said, we can give you a couple of tickets. We could do this. How about you could either give it to podcasters as an incentive, or you could give it to Thingy. And I was like, oh yeah, I could do either. And then he emailed back and went, you know what, I might be able to get you a 3rd. I thought, okay, not a 4th.
Yeah.
But we can't. I didn't want to say that because I'm so grateful that they given us anything at all.
3 is just a weird number for a giveaway.
It is. It might just be that there's 3 tickets left in a row.
Could be, and they're clearing it out.
The tickets are on sale now, so they might just like, if we give them a pair of tickets, there's only one left in that row. Oh, you can have that one as well.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, which we appreciate. So make sure you buy your tickets and place your vote.
Yes.
Because I was going to offer
a donation.
Yeah, please make
it. Donate at least a $5 as well to qualify for the competition.
Yeah, come on, folks. Don't be cheap. You're not doing this just to win something. You're doing this to donate and help us out.
If you want to donate a smaller amount, you can. Any amount is accepted, whatever you can afford.
That's right.
But just to go into the draw, you got to put a $5 in.
And help us raise a fuck ton of money.
Yes, please.
Now, when we had the open segment, I was going to offer to fucking oil wrestle Squee. Maybe we can save that for a future event. I think we could get some money out of that.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll have to work it, of course. I don't want to have to kill the man. So we're going to have to work it, But I think it could be a good fundraiser. So what do you say, Squee? I challenge you to a future wrestling match for charity. But for now, we're going to do SuperPod. It's going to be great. Just Johnny promised to keep his dick in his pants. And it's going to be great. What I was going to finish on is, listeners, if you come to this event, if you stream along, you can find out why Your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. That's me, Leesy. Why I had a black eye for my graduation photos. I'll tell you that story. I've never told it on the podcast before. I'm going to tell it on Saturday at the show, live in front of the studio audience and on Facebook Live. So make sure you join us. All right, it's been wonderful. Let's see if you can if we can fuck up the ending too. So I've been Matt Lees.
I've lost you.
It's so ironic that I said that. Let's see if the ending gets fucked up, and then the ending fucked up. So for me, Matt Lees. And for him, Al Galpin, come and see us at SuperPod this Saturday.
The hell?
Are you back now? This is weird. He's been, tell you what, folks, we'll wrap it up. He's been Al Galpin. I can hear you. You can't hear me.
I can hear you, but not very clearly.
So come to SuperPod the 7th and the 8th of March, superpod.co.uk. For Al, I'm Leesy. Get the fuck off my podcast.